Gang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.
The stocks discussed on Phil's Gang are not in any way a recommendation or solicitation to buy, sell, or hold. If considering acting on information presented, we first recommend you seek out a competent, licensed professional for advice. Get ready for the radio show that tells you what Wall Street doesn't want you to know.
Oh, I'm a money magnet. Money's coming to me. Money sets me free. I'm a money magnet. Money's coming to me.
It's your daily dose of how to manage your money. And now it's time for Phil's Gang on the Off the Wall Street Radio Network. With your host, Phil Grande.
Money's coming to me.
The Dow, the S&P 500, and the NASDAQ all posting record closes for the second day in a row today, with bank stocks leading the way on the S&P.
Unbelievable. Bank stocks leading the way on the S&P. But here's the problem for bank stocks. And you want to see how manipulative this market is. So bank stocks, if you go look at the yields or the interest rates all this week, if you go to last Monday to this week, the yields dropped big time. They've gone from like 145 down to 135 basis points. So what does that mean? Well, banks don't make money when interest rates go down. So when interest rates go down, the ones that make money are your growth stocks who benefit from low interest or low yields. We're talking about the big tech like Microsoft, Apple, Netflix, or growth stocks like Zoom or Tesla. You're also talking about utilities benefit. They love low interest rates. Healthcare benefits. That's who benefits. Also, your Home Depot, your Costco, Walmart, they all benefit. So they've been holding down these yields since 2008 with this massive printing of money so that they could take these tech stocks and drive the market. But now they got a problem. They've been driving the tech stocks for 13 years. And trailing behind the tech stocks are the banks. And by keeping interest rates so low for 13 years, the banks, believe it or not, are in trouble. They're in trouble. They're in big trouble because they don't have enough liquidity. They're not making money. Now, they never talk about this on any of the jibber jabbers, any of the financial shows. They won't talk about it. But they've been propping up the banks with all this liquidity. Every month or every day, the banks are getting $100 billion to prop them up. Because banks at night can't loan to each other like they used to. Remember, at night when banks close, I'd loan to your bank because let's say you put out too many loans that day and you need some money, I would loan to you. Next day you'd loan to me. And in the morning, when you loan to me, I pay you off in the morning, I give you some interest called a VIG. And that's how it was done. In 2008, you remember the market crashed because same thing. They stopped doing it because the banks didn't trust each other. They didn't trust each other. So what happened back in September of 2019, overnight we had this big crisis. Nobody reported on it. The banks were right back where we were in 2008. They printed up $100 billion. They went in there and started what they call robo money. They're giving them about $215 billion a month. So at night, everybody would have enough money to open up the market. And they're still doing that today. They're still doing that today. So what they've been doing is sacrificing the banks, propping the banks up for 13 years. And by the way, we never fixed the banks. The banks caused the problem in 2008. We never fixed them because they lobbied. They have so much money that they paid off people like Barney Frank, massive payoffs, and Senator Dodd. He's the biggest crook in Congress. He made so much money he finally had to leave before he thought he was afraid he was going to get indicted. So they escaped all the new regulations, the banking industry. And so we've been supporting, or the Federal Reserve's been printing money and supporting the banking industry ever since 2008. So now, by 2013, when the big tech stocks started to really mature, and everybody could make all kinds of money on the big tech stocks, but one thing the big tech stocks they needed to keep rates low. So the most popular stocks are the big tech stocks, the Microsoft, the Apple, the Netflix. But remember, for those to go up, make new highs every day, our Federal Reserve, the gangsters, the wealthiest people in the world who control the Federal Reserve, the banking cartel, made sure they printed enough money to keep those rates down, so to push up the tech stock. Remember, it's the job of our owners, the 1/100th of 1 percentile, to take care of the 1 percentile. And the 1 percentile, those are people who make $400,000 to $500,000 plus a year, have a net worth $3 to $5 million, and that's mostly members of Congress. So Congress, always remember, and the Federal Reserve, run by the 1/100th of 1%, whose income is about $22 million a year and are worth about $400 billion. Those people keep control. And so they work with Congress. And so they wanted to make sure that all this printing of money kept going on, so members of Congress, with everybody else in the 1 percentile, kept making a fortune on these big tech stocks. But think what they sacrificed. They sacrificed Main Street to all this printing of money, destroyed the purchasing power of Main Street's dollar. People on Main Street aren't in these stocks. So for 13 years, the 1 percentile doubled their net worth on these tech stocks. But during these 13 years, not only were we printing all this money that's destroying the purchasing power of the dollar for the rest of the country, they were getting, the 1 percentile were getting really wealthy. So now we're at a point that all we've been doing is driving big tech stocks, and that's been driving the S&P up. If you took the 26%, I said this before, if you took the 26% of the stocks, the big tech stocks that are in the S&P, if you pulled them out of today, the stock market would collapse. So every day they try to keep those rates down. So guess what happened? They started to push the bank stocks last week. And I told you, don't buy the bank stocks because you're going to get hurt. And they went up and they came right back down. So this morning, remember now, from last Monday to now, we went from 145 basis points. They engineered it and cut the yields down to 135 basis points. So the big tech stocks will keep leading. But now the banks are coming out. They're reporting. And they're not going to have good numbers going forward. So what did they do? They had to get the banks going up now because the numbers started to come out today and the banks aren't doing that well. So they artificially today turned around, printed all this money, destroying the purchasing value for you and your family. And what you were feeling, those expenses, everything's more expensive. That's the hidden tax that Biden says you're not going to get taxed unless you make $400,000 a year or more. No, you're feeling that tax every day because of all this printing of money. And so today they went and printed a whole bunch more, okay, to try to bring this rate down, but they couldn't do it. Now the rate shot from 135 basis points up to 141 from this morning to this afternoon, so they could push the bank stocks up. So you got to know what you're doing if you're going to be in this market. Somebody should be telling you, when should I be in value stocks? When should I be in value stocks like the financials, industrials, materials, energy, or when should I be in the growth stocks, the big tech stocks like Apple and Microsoft, when you got this kind of game going back and forth with the yields or interest rates? More on this when we get back.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG.
Hi, I'm Phil Graney, philsgang.com. You probably heard me on the radio talking about investing in stocks and trading stocks. Well, this is a special message that I am sending out to you. You, the person who is the beginner, who are getting excited. You're seeing every day the stock market going up, never comes down, keeps going up because of the tremendous stimulus that the president is putting into this market. He wants to continue this market going up while the economy's going down. That's what it's doing. The economy's going straight down. You know, banks right now, the worst ever. They've gone down 40%. I mean, everything's going down. Companies aren't making money, but the stock market's still going up. And you got to be very, very careful when you get into a market like this. You got to know when to get out, and that's where we come in. So if you're a beginner and you want to start learning how to invest stocks properly and have the comfort level of knowing when to get out, when to buy, when to sell, and when to get out, contact us at philsgang.com. Join today, free for 10 days. Hi, I'm Phil Graney, philsgang.com. You probably heard me on the radio talking about investing in stocks and trading stocks. Well, this is a special message that I am sending out to you. You, the person who is the beginner, who are getting excited. You're seeing every day the stock market going up, never comes down, keeps going up because of the tremendous stimulus that the president is putting into this market. He wants to continue this market going up while the economy's going down. That's what it's doing. The economy's going straight down. You know, banks right now, worst ever. They've gone down 40%. I mean, everything's going down. Companies aren't making money, but the stock market's still going up. And you got to be very, very careful when you get into a market like this. You got to know when to get out, and that's where we come in. So if you're a beginner and you want to start learning how to invest stocks properly and have the comfort level of knowing when to get out, when to buy, when to sell, and when to get out, contact us at philsgang.com. Join today, free for 10 days.
I've been a Phil's Gang member since 2014. Over that time, I've generated over six-figure profits. Following Phil, his charting system has really been a huge impact on my career and my life. I would recommend Phil's Gang to the mom and pop out there. I would recommend it to parents teaching their children. I would recommend it to grandparents. If you really trust in their system, you will do well.
For more information, go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-4264.
With the philsgang.com membership, we bring investors right to the floor, into the pits with Phil's daily live webinar classroom. Get inside market guidance on investing strategies. Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. Don't have time to analyze and study stocks? At philsgang.com, we recognize that there are all types of investors, and we also recognize that your time is valuable. So we offer investing programs for all individuals. We offer investing programs for long-term and short-term positions. And philsgang.com provides quick and easy to understand investing videos that only take a few minutes to watch. With the philsgang.com investing programs, you will learn technical stock charting, how to execute your trades, and most importantly, you will gain the confidence to know when to get out of a stock and take profits. Sign up at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. Or give them a call, 877-600-GANG. Short on time but want to invest in the stock market? Let philsgang.com help you. For only $39.95 a month, you get complete access to all of Phil's powerful investing programs, videos, and resources.
That works for me. Log in, watch the videos, and make profits.
Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. philsgang.com.
When the market's open, we watch the market all day long. And when we see there's an opportunity for a stock, and it's a stock that we've been following, there's a lot of stocks we put on our watch list, and it has to hit a certain criteria. Then when it does, we alert you. You immediately get an alert that says, we bought this stock, X stock, at $30. So you get an alert immediately. What's better than that? I mean, nobody does that for you. But the most important thing, they'll say, okay, here's why we're getting out now, or here's why we're taking profits. I think it's going going to go down. Look, the most important thing is this. I want you to be prepared for when the market does tank or rally, that you're with us, Phil's Gang. 877-600-GANG. Join my gang right now, Phil's Gang. 877-600-GANG, and you'll be in position, and you'll sleep at night. You don't have to worry.
Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264. Welcome back to the Phil's Gang Show. Are you ready to make profits in the stock market? Then go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-GANG. Now, here's Phil.
Welcome back to Phil's Gang. Join my gang. It's free for 10 days. You get my color-coded chart that tells you when to buy, when to sell, when to add, when to run like hell, and best. The color will change for you. Identify. Give you a heads up. Call to action that money is coming out of your stock and it's going to go down. So either take it or prepare to go short. That's what the color-coded chart does. Nobody else has a color-coded chart. It's mine. It's patent. I wish everybody would just try it once. That's especially people who don't want to learn about the market. See, the majority of the people do not want to learn how to do stocks. They don't want to learn how to invest. They think, I'll just give it to some guy or some gal, some broker. They'll take care of me. Unless you have a minimum of $2 million, your broker is not going to pay attention to you. You go into the stupid pool. Yeah, it's called the stupid pool. If you got less than $2 million, they consider you stupid. You were not smart enough to build up $2 million. They consider you stupid. So you get nothing. You get minimum. Nobody takes care of you. Then they finally stick you into some 401k and some mutual fund. I know you don't believe it, but that's the truth. Now, think of what they've been doing since 2008, intentionally destroying the people who built this country. They're destroying the carpenter, the mason, the truck driver, the electrician, the air conditioning guy. They're destroying them. They work hard. They don't have assets. The only asset they have is their home. And they've been refinancing. That's just not even an asset anymore. But for all these years, remember what they've been doing. They've sacrificed America. They sacrificed small businesses, which were the backbone of this country. They sacrificed the middle class and shrunk it for one reason. After the 2008 crash, to drive this stock market as high as they could. They were not going to go into a recession, which would take care of the masses of people. It would have been painful for a while, maybe about 5-6 months, but we would have came out like a rocket ship. Jobs would have been 300,000-400,000 jobs a month in the beginning. Then it would filter down to about 200,000 jobs a month, all good paying jobs. Now, they didn't want any of that. They saw an opportunity that they could drop rates to zero and con Main Street. Let Main Street think they were getting a good deal because they could go and they could buy a car 6 years, low rates. They could buy a snowmobile, a water runner, or whatever. They could buy big tires with big spinners to make it look like they're going backwards when they're parked at the street light, the red light. As long as they said, we can take care of these people on Main Street, give them low rates, let them go borrow, and they'll think they're rich. In the meantime, we're going to take advantage of them. We're going to continue to destroy the dollar so the government, Congress, doesn't have to cut back. They don't have to cut spending. See, the problem with our Congress, they won't cut spending. That's another reason why they do all this printing. And remember what this printing is. They're purposely destroying the value of the dollar, which they're purposely destroying Main Street folks who don't have assets, who get a paycheck, who 72% of them work from paycheck to paycheck. They destroyed Main Street. They didn't care about Main Street. Their goal was to take these big tech stocks and run them as hard, as fast as they could by keeping rates low. Because that's the only way you can run them. You have to artificially push those rates down every day. And that's what they did. And during this 13 years, they destroyed Main Street, but people don't get it. As long as they can go and buy stuff, it's low price, and they don't get that either. They don't get that either. We have a trade deficit that's killing Main Street too. So here they are, since 2008, our owners who control everybody, they were going to take our Congress, again, remember, are partners with the Federal Reserve. They're partners, they're pals, they're buddies. And our Congress, remember, they are in that club of the 1 percentile. So they've been making a fortune in these big tech stocks. Now here it is 13 years later, and we get hit with this pandemic. And the problem wasn't the pandemic. We were going to crash anyways. The problem is for 13 years, we never built businesses. We didn't start businesses. Why start businesses? Nobody cared. And companies never put money. They used to take their profits and plow it back into their company by buying new machinery and new equipment so they could increase productivity. Our country became the best country in the world because we produced. We produced. No more. We got rid of production. We didn't care about production anymore. We cared about one thing. Print enough money, which is going to destroy the value of the dollar for the people on Main Street, but they won't know the difference because we'll cut rates to zero. As long as they can go buy a car and put it in 6 years, or refinance their house and put the car in there, they won't know the difference. And what we'll do is we'll keep running the tech stocks, keep running them. And the 1%, but all we got to do, remember, just keep rates low because it's the only way it's going to work. When you keep rates low, when you keep yields low, same thing as a rate, yield, that is a statement that tells you the economy, something's wrong. The economy's not doing well. But you realize with the help of the fake business news networks, they've been able to keep interest rates this low, the yield this low, and not any of them came out and told the truth. Wait a minute, yields are going down. Yields since April 2021 were 172 basis points. They dropped to 135. That means the economy's in real trouble. But no, they didn't say that. They kept saying, oh, look at the tech stocks. New highs every day. New highs.
The Dow, the S&P 500, and the NASDAQ all posting record closes for the...
Yeah, but how come the record closes? Why? Doesn't have anything to do with profits. Doesn't have anything to do with top-line sales. Doesn't have anything to do with earnings. It has to do with one thing. Printing money, keep interest rates low to push those tech stocks up. But what's coming next? I'll tell you when we get back to this break. Join my gang for 10 days. It's free.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG.
Hi, I'm Phil Grain at philsgang.com. You probably heard me on the radio talking about investing in stocks and trading stocks. Well, this is a special message that I am sending out to you. You, the person who is the beginner, who are getting excited. You're seeing every day the stock market going up, never comes down. It keeps going up because of the tremendous stimulus that the president is putting into this market. He wants to continue this market going up while the economy's going down. That's what it's doing. The economy's going straight down. You know, banks right now are the worst ever. They've gone down 40%. I mean, everything's going down. Companies aren't making money, but the stock market's still going up. And you got to be very, very careful when you get into a market like this. You got to know when to get out, and that's where we come in. So if you're a beginner and you want to start learning how to invest stocks properly and have the comfort level of knowing when to get out, when to buy, when to sell, and when to get out, contact us at philsgang.com. Join today, free for 10 days. Remember, when this market crashed in 2009, it should have never crashed because the chairperson of these two committees, their job was to protect consumers, protect our investments, and they're supposed to ensure that our investments are being monitored. Where were they in 2009 and 2008? They weren't anywhere because they don't do that. They take care of themselves. They protect themselves. They become richer. So you can't depend on these crooks in Congress. The stock market is a great place to be, but you just got to know this is a different market than your grandfather's market. So why don't you, for 30 days, join my gang, 877-600-GANG, try it for 30 days, $39.95. Follow me. I tell you when to buy, when to sell, when to add, and when to run like hell. All I ask you, start making money. Please remember St. Jude.
Don't wait. Join Phil's Gang today and make profits. Go to philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.
Did you know breast cancer kills 113 people every day?
That's unacceptable.
African American women die from breast cancer nearly 41% more than Caucasian women.
That's unacceptable.
Breast cancer is the leading cause of all cancer deaths for Hispanic women.
Breast cancer is unacceptable.
Together with Susan G. Komen, we're committed to reducing U.S. breast cancer deaths by half.
And we're going to do it by 2026.
Visit Komen.org/unacceptable.
When the market's open, we watch the market all day long. And when we see there's an opportunity for a stock, and it's a stock that we've been following, there's a lot of stocks we put on our watch list, and it has to hit a certain criteria. Then when it does, we alert you. You immediately get an alert that says, we bought this stock, X stock, at $30. So you get an alert immediately. What's better than that? I mean, nobody does that for you. But the most important thing, they'll say, okay, here's why we're getting out now, or here's why we're taking profits. I think it's going to go down. Look, the most important thing is this. I want you to be prepared for when the market does tank or rally, that you're with us, Phil's Gang. 877-600-GANG. Join my gang right now, Phil's Gang. 877-600-GANG, and you'll be in position, and you'll sleep at night. You don't have to worry.
Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.
What, are you nuts? If the stock market can make you so rich, especially Apple and Microsoft and Google and Amazon and the rest, why are so many Americans poor? If the 401k promises you a retirement, then why is it we are in a retirement crisis? Here's the answer. Because 85% of you get out of the market too late. I fixed that with my color-coded chart, which tells you when to buy, when to sell, and when to get out. That's right, when to run like hell. Check it out. You get a free membership and the free color-coded chart for 10 days. Check it out, philsgang.com.
At St. Jude Children's Research Hospital, we're fighting against childhood cancer every day. At the heart of this battle are our donors.
Most of us want to make some type of difference in the lives of others. St. Jude does miraculous work.
The fact that no one has to pay, it's a place where everyone is treated as an equal.
Everybody is welcome here, and it doesn't matter your religion or what part of the world you're from, all that is taken away. It just gives you some hope.
It's just a nice feeling to put your energy into something that really does genuinely make a difference in a child's life.
There's just no greater gift. If we have the ability to help, then we have a responsibility to help.
Finding cures, saving children. St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. Find out how you can help at stjude.org.
Welcome back. Learn, invest, and make profits with Phil Grandy. Simply go to philsgang.com. Now, here's Phil.
The personal saving rate hit a record last year. Lots of people are actually oddly in better shape financially now than they...
Do you believe that, what he's saying? First of all, let me tell you how they distort the savings. They should take out of the savings all the top 100 percentile people and all the 100th percentile people. They should take just the working people. Just take our workforce, 157 million people. That is the basis of our economy, the 157 million people who work. who 72% of them work paycheck to paycheck, who most of them combined income is less than $65,000 a year. Let's use that as a measurement. How much savings do they have? You pulled it out. They don't have $500 for an emergency. But see how they cover it up? They throw in all these guys. They put in Buffett and everybody else to distort it. That's a bold-faced lie. And by the way, the savings, remember what they did. Our seniors, the people on fixed incomes, people who have savings, they destroyed their savings, lowered their savings from 5%, where you go in, put money in a savings account, your parents or whoever, and get a 5% return. They destroyed that so they could drop interest rates down to zero so they could move technology stocks higher for the 1 percentile. Who, remember, the Federal Reserve and Congress, their whole goal is to take care of the 1 percentile, because Nancy Pelosi and major portion of Congress are part of the 1 percentile who make $4 to $500,000 plus, net worth $3 to $5 million. Now, so that is a bunch of nonsense. Let's talk about the purchasing power.
Inflation is now running so hot that the purchasing power of consumer incomes in some cases is shrinking.
Well, wait a minute. If they're purchasing power, then how are they saving? How are they saving? That's like the other day when Larry Kudlow, he's on saying, what a great economy this is. Boy, the market's booming economy. And then his producer insists, no, Larry, the market's tanking 500 points. I'll have my producer, Alex, pop that up for you. It was unbelievable. But I want to get back to, what do you do? Because we're coming to the end of the road. But right now, they're going to do everything they can. The Federal Reserve and the 1 percentile, the ones who take care of, remember, two people are taking care of the 1 percentile, Congress and the Federal Reserve. And they're going to do whatever they got to do to move those tech stocks higher. They can't raise rates because this economy, this market would go down so fast, because we don't have a 5% rate where we can cut it 25 times to slow the descent as we did in the dot-com and the housing con era. We don't have that luxury anymore. Now, the financials, now think about what they're doing today. And most people, unfortunately, do not even know what a 10-year Treasury yield is. They don't even know what a bond is. They don't even understand it. So they don't know what stock to get into. I want to. I'm talking just to you, nobody else, just you and me. Did anybody call you? The money you have in a 401k or money that you have in a mutual fund, did anyone contact you today or any time in the last month with these crazy rates going up and going down and tell you, well, I want to talk to you because we got to keep making movements of your money, because we got to keep moving your money from low inflation, from low growth from growth stocks that love low yields, like your big tech and your growth stocks like Tesla, and also your healthcare stocks. We got to move from time to time stocks out of that group and put it into value stocks, because if they're going to push interest rates up. Like today, they pushed interest rates up from 135 basis points up to 141. So right now, the big tech stocks that everybody's in, Microsoft and Apple and those stocks, they're stalling out. They're going to stall out. Now, we don't know how long they can artificially keep these rates moving up. Because if you take a look right now at Apple, okay, Apple in the last 5 days have stalled out. Microsoft, okay, same thing. It's starting to consolidate, stalling out. Google, same thing. They're starting to consolidate, stalling out. Why? Because when you take in, the Federal Reserve artificially moves those interest rates up, as they did today from 135 basis points to 140, to help the banks. The banks are in so much trouble that when they report, they're reporting this week, they got to help them. So they're artificially trying to support the banks. I mean, go take a look at the banks. Go take a look at J.P. Morgan. Okay? They've been trying to, remember I told you back on June 17th, they started to rally the banks. from June 17th to July 1. I said, don't get involved in it. As a matter of fact, on my color-coded chart, that all my working investors have, the color-coded chart stayed red when J.P. Morgan was at a low of $147 and was on its way up to 157. It never turned green. It kept telling you there's not enough buyers, there's not enough money, we're going to stay red. So the algorithms kept my chart red, warning my members not to buy J.P. Morgan. Everybody on these financial shows, these fake business news shows, were telling them, get into the banks. So everybody, they didn't listen. They jumped. I mean, my members did, but people who were listening to me on radio, they didn't listen. They got in and they got crushed. So they gave it all back. So it went from a high of I'm just taking this one bank, J.P. Morgan, went from a high of 157 and then went down to a low of 150. Now they start moving it back up again. How do they move it back up? What do? They rig the rates again. Because they're all reporting this week, they want those bank stocks to go up so bad that they're raising the rates, the yield on a 10-year Treasury. The Federal Reserve prints money, goes in, okay, they start selling the Treasuries they have on their balance sheet. Remember, they only had $800 billion on their balance sheet of Treasuries in 2008. Now they got $8 trillion. Every time they sell those Treasuries, they can move the rate up. They can move the rate up to help push the banks up artificially. Take a look at the banks. They're going up, but the problem is they're never going to reach their highs. So people are going to be jumping into these bank stocks and going to get killed. So you've got to know, my point was, someone's got to be telling you when you should be in growth stocks like big tech or utilities, okay, or into your Apple or Tesla. You got to know when to be in utilities, healthcare. Those are all the growth stocks. Those are low yields. When yields are going down, that's where you want to be. Now, when they push the yields back up like they're doing this afternoon, someone's got to be watching for you. Okay, if they got you in these low yield growth stocks, that's a bad move now, because now they're trying to push the banks up. So the big techs are going to start going down. Microsoft and Apple is going to go down. Tesla's going to go down. So you got to take some profits there and make sure you switch over and you start buying the banks and buy some of the material stocks. Buy consumer discretionary stocks. If rates are going to go up, you're going to see airlines go up, hotels, casinos. But is anybody doing that for you? No. Everybody just takes their report they get every month for their 401k and they throw it in a drawer. This is what we work on every day. And every day, our working investor group, we post for them their portfolio. So they know exactly what to do with every stock in their portfolio every day. Every day. Example, 2 o'clock every afternoon, we do a posting for our members, our working group, called our Working Group Investors. Listen to this.
Schlumberger continue to hold your short here with a stop at 32.25.
Now, somebody call you, tell you to do that? Does somebody help you with all the stocks in your portfolio? That's what we do every day. We start at 4 in the morning every day, and that's how we take care of our members. Join our gang free for 10 days. Try it.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG.
I've been a Phil's Gang member since 2014. Over that time, I've generated over six-figure profits. Following Phil, his charting system has really been a huge impact on my career and my life. I would recommend Phil's Gang to the mom and pop out there. I would recommend it to parents teaching their children. I would recommend it to grandparents. If you really trust in their system, you will do well.
For more information, go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-4264.
Did you know breast cancer kills 113 people every day?
That's unacceptable.
African American women die from breast cancer nearly 41% more than Caucasian women.
That's unacceptable.
Breast cancer is the leading cause of all cancer deaths for Hispanic women.
Breast cancer is unacceptable.
Together with Susan G. Komen, we're committed to reducing U.S. breast cancer deaths by half.
And we're going to do it by 2026. Visit Komen.org/unacceptable.
I'm Phil Grandy at philsgang.com. You probably heard me on the radio talking about investing in stocks and trading stocks. Well, this is a special message that I am sending out to you. You, the person who is the beginner, who are getting excited. You're seeing every day the stock market going up, never comes down, keeps going up because of the tremendous stimulus that the president is putting into this market. He wants to continue this market going up while the economy's going down. That's what it's doing. The economy's going straight down. You know, banks right now are the worst ever. They've gone down 40%. I mean, everything's going down. Companies aren't making money, but the stock market is still going up. And you got to be very, very careful when you get into a market like this. You got to know when to get out, and that's where we come in. So if you're a beginner and you want to start learning how to invest stocks properly and have the comfort level of knowing when to get out, when to buy, when to sell, and when to get out, contact us at philsgang.com. Join today, free for 10 days. Warning. Google, Apple, Microsoft, Netflix, Facebook, all these hot stocks are going to crash. They're going to drop as much as 60-70%. Hi, I'm Phil Grandy, philsgang.com. Exactly what happened in the dot-com days is going to repeat itself. Remember, 85% of people lose money in the stock market because they don't know when to get out. I fixed that with my color code technology chart. It tells you when to buy, when to sell, when to add, and when to run like hell. That's right. Make sure you check it out. It's free for 10 days. philsgang.com.
With the philsgang.com membership, we bring investors right to the floor, into the pits with Phil's daily live webinar classroom. Get inside market guidance on investing strategies. Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. Don't have time to analyze and study stocks? At philsgang.com, we recognize that there are all types of investors, and we also recognize that your time is valuable. So we offer investing programs for all individuals. We offer investing programs for long-term and short-term positions. And philsgang.com provides quick and easy to understand investing videos that only take a few minutes to watch. With the philsgang.com investing programs, you will learn technical stock charting, how to execute your trades, and most importantly, you will gain the confidence to know when to get out of a stock and take profits. Sign up at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. Or give them a call, 877-600-GANG. What if you could have an in-depth understanding of the stock market just like the pros? Well, thanks to Phil Grandy and philsgang.com, you can. philsgang.com offers comprehensive, up-to-date market information designed to help you understand and anticipate market behavior. With philsgang.com, you'll build your investing confidence even through down cycles and periods of uncertainty. Go to philsgang.com. philsgang.com today. 877-600-GANG. 877-600-4264. Welcome back. Are you ready to make profits in the stock market? Why not check out philsgang.com or give us a call, 877-600-4264. Now, here's Phil.
And remember, join my gang. Just go to my site, philsgang.com. Sign up where it says Working Investor Group. And every day at 2 o'clock, once you're a working investor, we provide you with our portfolio of stocks, our member portfolio. And every day we tell you exactly what to do with your stock. It only takes a couple of minutes. Tell you exactly what to do. Does anybody else do that for you? Every day? And we do it based on what the bond market is doing. Because remember, when you got bonds or the yields, the interest rates going up, you better be in those banks. You better be in materials and industrials. If you got yields going down, low yields called growth stocks, you got to be in these growth stocks like big tech. See, they manipulate the market back and forth based using these yields or interest rates. Now, listen to this here. This is Kudlow and Varney talking, right?
The bond market itself, the 10-year is, trading under $1.50, under 1.5%. No big problem there.
No big problem there? You know why he's saying that? Because you asked my members, I told every member, let's use 150. If it's under 150, we'll consider it low yields, low interest. So that means we have to favor our big tech stocks. We have to keep favoring big tech stocks. Not a problem, Larry? Are you kidding me? That's creating all this inflation. Now watch this.
We are just plowing money by the trillion into this economy. And I just don't see how inflation can calm down when you're piling in trillions and trillions and trillions of dollars.
And then he says, he's not there yet, Carl. I'm not there yet. I don't agree.
So I see the data, and I know it's happening. So I'm just, most of my conservative friends disagree, and they're worried about long-term inflation. I'm just not quite there yet.
Well,
so
who would trust Larry Kudlow when he said this? This is how he invests in his stock. This is his technique that he learned from Harvard.
I buy it, and I hold it. And I just pray.
He buys a hold and he just prays. That's how he does his stocks. He knows nothing about the bond market. He knows nothing about yields. He has no clue what he's doing. He's never had. The last crash, the bond yields were going down just like this, which inform you the economy's falling apart. Call to action. When yields are going down, it's warning you. You're going to get screwed. You got to do something. Yields are going down. And he kept saying, no, I don't see any problem with the economy. Same thing like he's saying now, and the market crashed. He said the same thing with the housing crash. I don't see any housing crash here. I don't see one house that's having a problem. I don't see it. Not one, he says. Not one. Once in a while I see it for sale, so I don't see it, he says. And the market collapsed. If you want to know what to do with a stock, listen to him. Do the opposite of what he says. Do the opposite. At least Varney is honest.
Don't ever take investment advice from me.
Yeah, don't ever take it. At least he's honest.
From me.
Listen, all I can do is this. We can reach out to you by offering you, free for 10 days for God's sakes, okay, the Working Investor Group. 10 days. And you get the color-coded chart free. And it's a great experience. At least when you're done, if at the end of 10 days you don't stay with us, at least you're going to walk out and say, you know what, I really learned something. I've been in the wrong stocks when interest rates are going up. I've been in the wrong stocks when interest rates are going down. I never understood how much all this printing of money has, what effect it has on our economy and why we're in the biggest bubble ever. If you're in the biggest bubble ever, I learned for the first thing, I can now short a stock and make money. That's what I learned in 10 days. If a stock is going down, if I know it's going to go down, and it looks like it's going down because the yields are going the wrong way, because we know for 13 years it's been the big tech stocks that have been driving this whole fake stock market, and all of a sudden you start seeing the yields going back up. Who wants to be in those big tech stocks? You better start taking money out of Microsoft and Apple, and you better take money out of Netflix and Google and all those big tech stocks. At least when you leave at the end of 10 days, you're going to say, at least I now know I better get out of the tech stocks. And even more so, I know how to make money when they're going down. I never shorted before. It's easy. I didn't know that. Because they don't want you to know it. They want to scare you to death about shorting because they don't make money. Wall Street doesn't make money when you call and say, hey, I want to short a stock. That means you want to sell a stock. They make money only if you buy stocks. Remember, a company's stock price is simple. Is the value of the future cash flow discounted by interest rates. But nobody knows what the hell I'm even talking about. Nobody knows. When your interest rates start running higher, all these material stocks, all these commodities are going to drop in price. And if you want to be in the right stocks, when rates are going back up, go into information technology stocks. That's all. Remember, as long as your industrial stocks and your material stocks were so important, everybody forgets about those. They like high rates. So at least know where you should be, because your broker's never going to put you in the right place. He's going to put you in the place where he makes the most money. This is crazy. Now, he said the economy is really terrific, this guy, right? How can it be terrific when we have 7 million homeowners going into foreclosure? 10 million renters are behind 4 months in rent. He was telling you, this is unbelievable with this guy. Listen.
The personal saving rate hit a record last year. Lots of people are actually oddly in better shape financially.
Yeah, better shape than they were before the pandemic. Really? We still have 6 million out of 22 million people out of work. Oh, yeah, those 6 million people are getting paychecks from the government. But what happens when they stop getting a paycheck, you idiot? You dope. I mean, these people are dopes. The economy's doing well. Then why is it that real estate loans, commercial loans, why is it that credit card loans, business loans are all contracting? If things are doing so great, why are they contracting? Please tell me. If things are so great, why does the Federal Reserve have to print money, and go in and buy the mortgages from the banks that they gave everybody? They've increased the amount of mortgage they buy by 50%. They're purchasing $6 billion a day to make sure the banks don't go down. Again, 7 million people, owners, are in foreclosure right now. Nobody talks about it. Then you got 72.3% of our 157 million workforce. They have no savings. They're living paycheck to paycheck. So all you got to know, and we'll help you. At the end of 10 days, hey, if it doesn't work, it doesn't work for you. It doesn't work for you. Just go to my site, philsgang.com, where it says Working Investor Group. Click on. You will get your 10-year. You'll get your color-coded chart. In 10 days, you become a member, and it'll be free. And you can take advantage of everything we offer or nothing. It's up to you. It's free. Look, we have a terrible situation for people who don't know what they're doing, because this is going to be the worst crash than ever. But they can continue. Remember, the more they continue the stock market going up by watching the yields, the 10-year Treasury interest rate called the yield, if it keeps going down and stays below 150, they'll keep pushing the big tech stocks up. So stay in them and keep making money as long as you keep your eye on that, on the yield. If that yield keeps going down, they'll keep going. But every time Apple, Netflix, Google, and all the growth stocks, Zoom, Tesla go up, that means everybody on Main Street is getting screwed. Because what are they doing? Our government, Congress spends $3 trillion, $4 trillion a year more than they take in. Those are called deficits. And how do they pay for those deficits? They don't take money from you, the taxpayer, because you got a raise. They go in and take it by destroying the value, the purchasing power of your dollar. That's what they've been doing. People don't even understand that. I don't mind if I'm getting a raise at my job and the economy's doing good and they want to take more money, fine. But don't destroy my purchasing power to pay your bills, Mr. Government. And that's what they're doing. Join my gang, philsgang.com. Click where it says Working Investor. Get your free membership for 10 days and your color-coded chart, which works beautifully. And please help St. Jude if you do make money.
You have been listening to Phil's Gang with your host, Phil Grandy, on the Off the Wall Street Radio Network. Off the Wall Street Radio Network. Remember to visit Phil's website at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. Or call the office, 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.